Okay, so just a few quick questions. Number one is, in the perfect world, every guest that come into a restaurant will be treated to the perfect culinary experience. But when someone like Frank Bruni walks in the door, inevitably, I think everyone wants to pay special attention to that person. But nowadays, like everyone is a food blogger or a food
Of
critic
course.
or someone on Yelp who could be giving a great or a not so great comment. So how has the recent social like food reviewers been changing the culinary world?
No, I think the food reviewer remain true to themselves. I mean, I think it's very subjective. It's one person
Right.
in a food reviewer reviewing the restaurant with maybe the opinion of his guest around. But when it comes to individual making their own review, I think it's great, but no one should just believe that because somebody knows how to write and try to have an opinion, then that should be the opinion you should listen to.
That's true.
I think there is nothing better than having your own opinion about things first. And it is obvious that we are here to make people happy. And it's not like we are checking in, everybody coming in and deciding what to do for them. We do the same thing for everyone coming at the restaurant. And if it's a famous food critic or if it's nobody we never met, I think we give the same care, the same food, the same. We want to make sure we make people happy any which way they wish. They want to have 3 course and they want to choose their dishes, fine. They want me to choose the dishes for them and they want to have 10 course, I can do it. But what's important, I think, is just the genuine, honest, and perfect experience for every guest. And I always think of making sure that there is real value in everything we give to our guests. Not only the food, not only the service, not only the wine, but the genuine care, I think.
Okay. Now, as a food writer and food blogger, a lot of my friends ask me to recommend restaurants, and for me, that's a lot of pressure because for a birthday, for an anniversary, recommend the wrong restaurant, they will hate you for the next year. Now, I mean, do you feel this type of? As a chef, you must get even more recommendations for restaurants. Do you always recommend your own? And
usually, I recommend, of course, restaurant in New York, France. Colleagues who I know are really good, even if you are not known to their restaurant. And also, I recommend restaurant in Paris. I recommend restaurant in London. I recommend restaurant everywhere.
Wow.
And I have a lot of customers. They say, "Oh, I'm going to Paris. What shall I do?" And there is my list of favorites, which I love them for who they are and for what they do, but not for what they're gonna do for you because you come recommended by Daniel Boulud. You know what I mean? They're not gonna do anything special, but I know they're gonna be doing good because they're consistent, they're very good, and they really care about what they do, and they're professional. And I think what's important in the restaurant is that, of course, in our business there's always the trends. There's the new place, the trendy place. Everybody wants to go. Everybody wants to try it. Everybody has an opinion about it. But I think what's important is to not fall into the trendy category and to really build up a relationship with your customer and to, create a need for the customer to want to come back or want to talk about because it was a wonderful experience and they can't wait to go back.
Right.
And I think that's how in New York I've always done. And even with 5 restaurants, just before, 5 minutes ago, a lady walked in and say, "I've already eaten in 3 of your restaurants in 2 days."
Wow.
I'm like, okay. And she's still carrying the love and care we give everywhere in here. And we're gonna make her very happy, and maybe she's gonna do the 5 restaurants I have in New York before the weekend. And so and we have so many customers like that who, they understand that Daniel is not for them every day, but they love to be part of it also while they go to Café Boulud maybe a little bit more often, and to Bar Boulud all the time, or DB Bistro.
Right.
And so I think once you come into the family, and I think a restaurant, it's a relationship. Of course, everybody wants to try every restaurant there is on the planet, but there is nothing better than to go back to a place and you feel welcome again, and and there is a bonding happening, and I think it. And sometimes the bonding happen with the maître d', sometimes with the waiters, sometimes with the boss boys. Sometimes it depends where you are from and who you connect with and how it is.
Right, yeah.
Sometimes it's the bartender. It's not only me. I mean, the customer don't come only for me. I think they come for many reasons, and they come back for other reasons also than just me. But they trust, and I'm going to do a good job for them. So.
Yeah, my most recent recommendation was for my colleague. 11th year anniversary, I recommended DB Bistro.
Oh yes,
loved it.
Oh
so
yeah,
it was a great experience.
I know, and DB Bistro is 8 years old. I think we were maybe the hardest thing 8 years ago when we opened, but at the same time we nurture a clientele. We keep taking care of our customer very closely. It's very chef driven. All my restaurants are very chef driven, and so it's the food is market driven. I think everything has to speak for itself. The food, the service, the ambiance, the care, the wine.
I think based on that experience, they're probably coming here next.
Yeah, and I tell you, it's really a lot of bang for your bucks. I mean, the value of a DB Bistro, for what it costs, I think it's really well spent money.
Definitely. Okay, and my mother's writing has obviously brought a lot of Chinese people to try out new cuisines in Manhattan. Now, in your opinion, do you think for a Chinese person who's perhaps trying French food for the first time, is this food accessible, and is there something they should look out for?
Well, I think I mean, for me, when I go to a Chinese restaurant, which is not my culture or anything, I mean, I can tell excellent from average for sure, and but I like the genuine passion behind the food.
Right.
Food is just not something you do automatically. You do it with passion and all that. And I think for people who have never really experienced French food, of course, the book is geared to people who have traveled, who have a certain understanding already. But French food is just like Chinese food. It's just like any good food. It's made with good ingredients, and is made sometimes in a very simple way or in a very complex way, but there's no eccentricity to it. It's very, very straightforward and complex, but delicious as well. I think there's not too many cuisine in the world where you can qualify it as sort of classic, but French, Italian, Chinese. I mean, there's many. I mean, of course, even American has his own classic, Japanese, and all that. And then after there's a lot of creativity around. So of course, if somebody come to Daniel and think that they're gonna want French classic, it might not be so classic, but it will be the roots of it will be classic.
Okay. Well, you have a busy kitchen, so I don't want to take up so much of your time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, and congratulations on the 3 Michelin stars.
Thank you. Thank you.
Any question for you?
Jesse,
No,
do you have any
I
questions?
asked down in the kitchen. He does test the chefs with omelets.
Yes, I do. I do test the chef with omelette, or many. No, I test the chef mostly. Instead, I tell them to cook me lunch. So I ask I say, I want a protein. Make me something with beef. I want a soup. Make me a soup. Make me a salad. Make me eggs. And I just taste the ability for the chef to combine spontaneously something for me for lunch, and a little time is spent in making something very good. It's how I test my chefs.
Pressure's on.
Pressure's
Yeah,
on.
absolutely.
Thank you so much for your
Thank
time.
you
Yeah,
again.
Thank
very
you,
much.
a pleasure.
and bravo for the Big Apple.
Thank you.
Lisa, you're a star, Lisa Shine.